Shalom, welcome to Rabbi Ron in the house. Hey, I've been having a great time on the radio with Sam, and we were talking about how God is echad. This word echad talks about things that are one and more than one, both at the same time. Pastor Elvin was there, and Pastor Elvin said, Ron, what about John 17? I said, all right, Pastor, I'll go home and study it, and we'll talk about it on the next show. That's just what Sam and I did earlier today. Throughout John 17, several times in this chapter, Yeshua prays for us. And when he does, this is what he prays over and over again, that we, the disciples of his, would be one as, just like he and the Father are one. So what is he doing? He's praying that we would all be one. How many others? Well, back in that day, there were thousands of disciples, maybe, of Yeshua. But today, millions. He's praying that millions of us would be one. What does it mean for millions of us to be one? Not only that, but then he says, in the same way that he and the Father would be one. He's comparing and saying it's the same thing, that just the same, just as millions of disciples are one, we're separate, distinct individuals, yet we would be one. He says this is exactly how he and the Father would be one. One God, yet there's two. Comparing it with all of us. What does that mean? I read different translations, paraphrases, explanations, see what other thoughts people had. And the author of the Message, a paraphrase of the scriptures, he put in there that we would be of one heart and mind, as the Father and Son, as Yeshua and the Father would be of one heart and mind. What does this mean to you? It sounds crazy. How can we be multiple yet be one? Well, Paul in the writings of the New Covenant says some things like this are a mystery. There just isn't the right words to make sense to these finite brains that we've got here on earth. And so it's just a mystery. You can't exactly put the right words around it and get it down pat completely. He says, though, Yeshua, he and the Father are one, and it's in the same way in which all of us disciples are one. Not so surprising. Remember in Genesis, in the Torah, what does God say? That we are created in his image, after his likeness. We are created in the same way that he is. Sounds to me that even though there may not be great words to wrap around this and make sense to these little finite brains of ours, that somehow it's true. What do you got to say? Can you help us out? Share a little note. Tell us, how do you understand this to be? That we are all one here, disciples, and also the Father and the Son are one. We need some help. We'd love to hear from you. Jot us a note. Talk to us. Look forward to seeing you again soon. This is Rabbi Ron in the house.